Hi everybody, I'm Kimberly Turner from cookingwithkimberly.com, and tonight I'm going to show you a very interesting recipe. This is how to cook Napa Valley Bordeaux cherry balsamic chicken livers. That's right. So if you've never had chicken livers before, they come in a pack with a number of them, okay? So this is about 1.5 pounds, and I've just rinsed them under cold water, and I'm going to pat them dry as best I can with some paper towels. So I'm just using some dry, clean paper towels, and I'm doing my best to just pat them off a little bit because they're rather wet right now. They're quite delicate, so be careful. Do your best. And you're gonna see that they come in lobes. There's 2 different lobes that typically come with one of the livers, right? So you're just going to be careful right now. I'm going to separate the lobes when I'm cutting some of the sinew out. That's what I'm going to do next. So just pat them dry. Okay, so now we're ready. I'm going to show you what one of these look like. So you get them like this. It kind of just looks like a big lump of mess, but once you unravel it, there's 2 different lobes of the liver. So I'm going to cut those in half, just so they look nicer upon presentation and serving. We're going to cut just 2 pieces. This is one of my mom's favorite things. She loves eating liver. And she said that when she was pregnant with me, she ate liver and onions nearly daily. I've never been a huge liver lover, but I have been known on occasion to eat it every now and again. This is more so for her tonight. Okay, now that you're happy with the sizes that you've cut, I'm going to cut some of the sinew out, which is just these little hard bits that you don't really want, okay? It's just kind of like connective tissue, and that needs to be cut out because it doesn't taste very nice. It's not a very nice texture either. So we're gonna cut that out as best we can, just trim them up. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to season up some flour. We're going to dredge these with the flour. Actually, we're going to dredge them twice to make sure we have a nice coating. So I've got some flour here, I don't know, maybe a cup's worth, maybe 3/4 of a cup. I won't need that much, but I'm using it just to make sure that I can really get a good coating. So I'm going to add a little bit of cayenne to that, a little bit of gumbo filet, which is dried ground sassafras. It goes very nicely with poultry. So I'm going to use a little bit of this Napa Jack's chicken and fish spice rub tonight, and that comes from Wine Country Kitchens. You can check them out online at winecountryKitchens.com. Check out my review on this stuff, really, really nice. So I'm going to add maybe a teaspoon and a little bit of this, just to give a little bit extra flavor. I'm going to tell you what's in here so that you know. There's garlic, salt, onion, orange peel, spices, sugar, parsley, green bell peppers, paprika, cilantro, okay? So those are the flavors in there, and that's just gonna give a little bit extra flavor, okay? We're gonna finish up our dish with this fantastic Napa Valley Bordeaux cherry balsamic vinegar. This stuff comes out like maple syrup. It is sweet and delicious and has so much cherry flavor. It's the highest quality balsamic vinegar you can get from Modena, Italy, and it's nice and aged. That's why it's nice and thick. So the combination of this ferrous liver meat, which has lots of iron in it, is going to go very nicely. It's going to be a little bit fatty too. It's going to go nicely with this Bordeaux cherry balsamic to kind of set that off, and that's how we're going to finish it all. But we're going to start by just mixing that flour together, and I'm going to dredge these guys. Throw maybe, I don't know, 1/3 of them in there, and toss them up. Make sure they're nice and coated with the flour. Now shake off any excess, and I'm going to just leave them on this plate for a minute and let that really soak in. And then I'm going to re-dredge just to make sure, in case they need a little bit more flour, that we have a nice coating. And continue with the rest of them. If you need a little bit more flour, add a little bit more flour. And re-season it, of course. Okay, those look good. Now I'm gonna let these guys sit here for about 10 minutes, okay, just absorbing that coating. And we're gonna get our frying pan organized. Before we re-dredge these chicken livers, I'm going to get my frying pan organized with a couple tablespoons of butter and a couple tablespoons of olive oil. The olive oil is gonna raise the smoke point of that butter so it doesn't burn in the pan. It just makes everything flavorful too. So we're gonna melt that together while we're getting our chicken livers organized here. Back into that flour. You'll see that it will need a little bit more flour now. It's absorbed a lot of it. It's going to ensure a nice brown, crispy coating. All right. Once that that oil and butter mixture is hot, I'm going to place these guys in there and start frying them up. Shake off your excess flour. You don't want that burning in the bottom of your frying pan. You're gonna probably need to do these in batches so you can fit them all in. Don't overcrowd that pan, okay? We're cooking these chicken livers on a high heat to get a beautiful sear on each side. Once these are browned on the first side, flip them over and brown them on the other side. I'm going to keep them warm in the oven until I finish the second batch, and I'm gonna serve them all together family style on a nice serving plate. These don't take but a couple minutes aside, especially on this high heat. So I'm going to get prepared my minced parsley now. I'm going to have just like a nice little handful to throw on top, just for some beautiful greenery. So I've just sprayed a little pan for the oven. I'll show you these guys. They are nice and well seared. They look beautiful. So that's what I've got going on here, nice and browned on both sides. And I'm going to remove them to this tray. And I have my oven on 300 just to keep things warm. Any liver that's not cooked all the way through to the center yet will be done by the time this second batch is through. And I'll show you how we're going to finish this off. So get your second batch in the frying pan. If you need to add a little bit more butter and olive oil, do that. Re-dredge these second batch. And if you have any extra little burnt bits in the pan that you want to get out, just tilt your oil and butter to one side and use a clean, dry paper towel and wipe out those extra bits of burnt pieces, right? So shake that off. New batch. These are going to be tasty with this balsamic. You have this beautiful crispy coating on the outside. If you're going to make liver, best you know how to do it right. Mama's going to be excited about this tonight. Once you get this crispy brown coating, it's going to be just heaven on a plate. We're about done right here. So I've just transferred the rest of them to this baking dish. I'm going to put them into the oven for another maybe 5 minutes just to make sure that new batch is cooked all the way through. These look fantastic. All right, the moment of truth. These look awesome. I know that they're done. I don't even need to cut into them. So I'm just going to serve these on a family style serving plate. They smell unreal. Smell so good. There you go. Look at that. So pretty. Now here's what they look like. Little delicious pieces of joy. All right, now the pièce de résistance. I'm going to add this fantastic Napa Valley Bordeaux cherry balsamic vinegar to this. I'm going to show you the consistency as I pour it. And this is going to just kind of cut that irony flavor and a little bit of the fat. Beautiful. Ready? Here we go. Is so good. You see how it came out nice and thick? And I'm going to just sprinkle with my parsley just to make it look pretty. And we're done. There you have it. Ready? I'm gonna pop one of these with a little bit of that vinegar. As much as I'm not a crazy liver lover, that's fantastic. Tasty, tasty. The vinegar is the absolute perfect finish for this meal, that's for sure. It gives you such a beautiful, bright cherry flavor, really nice and rich. That's done perfectly through the center. It's tender on the inside, crispy on the outside. It's savory, it's sweet, it's perfect. You could even serve these as appetizers, finger foods. Even if you're not a liver lover, I suspect you might just like this. You might have to admit it. So there you go. That's how you sear Napa Valley Bordeaux cherry balsamic chicken livers. You can do it too. Tonight I'm serving it with rice and some beautiful Brussels sprouts, but you can serve it with whatever you like. All right, that's it. Check them out online, Wine Country Kitchens at winecountrykitchens.com for this fantastic vinegar that made everything fantastic. Everything I've ever used it with has been awesome. I really like this one. It might be my favorite of their balsamics in that line. Anyhow, check them out online. You're gonna love them, okay? Follow me on Twitter at cookingwithkime with a capital E. Like the fan page at facebook.com/cookingwithkimberly. My shows are on ifood.tv/cookingwithkimberly, youtube.com/cookingwithkimberly, and you can find me syndicated on Roku. Come to my website at cookingwithkimberly.com and subscribe, interact with us, and let us know what's going down in your culinary world, all right? Be a champion in your kitchen and eat deliciously. Bye.